everybody, welcome to www.GinaCooksPku.com and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a vegetable soup. The recipe is in my first cookbook. It's called Gina Cooks Low Pro, and this is one of Anthony's favorites and also one of my family's favorites. This soup is for the entire family, guys. You're not going to have to make two soups, so this is going to go a long way, and it's also freezable. Okay, so we're going to start, and the first thing we do is we get a pot, like an 8-quart pot. You can make it smaller, you can make it larger, you can add more vegetables or less, depending on if you're cooking for one or more. We have a family of 3, so this soup is going to serve all of us, of course, and then I'll freeze the rest for a later time. Okay, so what we do is the first ingredient we're going to use is a grapeseed oil, a safflower oil, a canola oil, something mild in flavor with a high heat tolerance, because if you use extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, anything like this, coconut oil, it's going to flavor your soup. It's going to add a different flavor, and it'll take over the flavor of the vegetables, and we're using a lot of mild tasting vegetables today. So with that being said, go ahead and put in 1/4 cup of oil in the bottom of your pan. We're going to put in fresh garlic. I went ahead and cut up 8 to 10 cloves. I love garlic. You can put in less or more depending on your taste. Just make sure that you're counting for the fees, okay? So I'm going to throw that in right over my oil. The next ingredient is your fresh herbs. I choose to use the basil, the fresh basil. We have an abundance of it in the summer. It's growing all over my yard, so I love it. It's great with tomatoes, zucchini, onions. That's what I'm using. So I throw that in. The other item I throw in is my scallions. Just go ahead, it's the green onions, and dice those up and throw those in. Everything's going into your pot. Okay? The next item is your tomatoes. Shh, Lily, come here. The next item is your red vine tomatoes. And these are great. They're, again, an abundance in summer. You can get these on sale. If they're going a little squishy and they're overripe, even better. You can get them on sale at the grocery stores or at the fresh farmers market. I picked these up at the farmer's market yesterday. So chopped them up, diced them up, however you want. Throw those in. Okay? Okay, guys. Zucchinis. Squash. Your yellow zucchinis are absolutely delicious. Mild flavor. You're going to love them. The green zucchini you can get all winter long. These are great in soups. They're great in salads. You guys can also cut these up just like we have them in a bowl. Put a little oil, salt and pepper. You can put your basil in there, some Italian seasoning. Mix that up and you got a terrific salad, fresh salad. You can put some fresh tomatoes in there, whatever you want, and it's a beautiful salad to go along with your soup. But anyway, I went ahead and I pre-measured everything, so I'm going to throw those in. I use a lot of zucchini. One, because I want to get it into Anthony because of the dietary fiber in it and so forth, but it's one of those things where it's going to cook down, so you know I want to make sure he's eating enough of it within his bowl of soup. Guys, this is not in the recipe, but I want to show you that you could add or subtract any vegetables to this soup and it's not going to change it. Like I said, I went to the fresh farmers market yesterday and I found these snap peas and they're delicious. So I got the yellow snap peas and I got the green snap peas, and you just snap off the ends like this and they're ready to go into the soup. And I love it. Anything in season, I'll add to the soup. I'll change it up. So my soups are never really the same unless I want that. But I'm going to go ahead and add my snap peas to my soup. Okay? The last item I'm throwing in is some portobello mushroom because I had some in my refrigerator and they're gonna go bad if I don't use them up. And Anthony and Jack are away, they're on vacation together, and hopefully that's going okay, but he's not home to eat the portobello mushrooms like he usually does. So I have almost a whole package left, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them into the soup, okay? Any kind of mushroom. Doesn't matter if it's portobello or just white button or whatever. Whatever you have in that refrigerator that's gonna go bad, throw it in the soup. Carrots, celery, cilantro, dill, whatever you have, throw it into your soup. Okay, so guys, if you could see this, I have about 3/4 of vegetable in the soup. So you could add water to this and then just season it, or you can add chicken broth, and I love the flavor of the chicken broth, okay? You know, for anybody who's a little hesitant, I go ahead and pour it right through the strainer, a tight woven strainer. And I'm going to pour in the whole amount, the whole contents. And I'm going to show you guys, you don't have to worry too much. I know that you want to be cautious and careful, but out of this whole box of broth, I don't know if you guys can see the little bit of residue on there. This is how much was in there. So it could be a little fat, it could be, I don't see any chicken particles at all. But if they were in there, they're in my strainer now, no worries, done. Okay, the last thing I do is I'm going to put in my sea salt. And this is to taste, guys, but you want to put enough sodium in there to make that taste good. I love flavor. And as my soup cooks down, I will add more to it. So don't put it all in now, okay? You could even cook this without salt if you're on a low sodium diet. And then fresh ground black pepper. Have to have it. It is a must for any soup. Gotta have it, especially if you have your zucchini and tomatoes in here. Gotta have it, guys, okay? Make sure you add your pepper. Now I'm going to add water. The water is going to just come about 2 inches above your soup, above your vegetables. And that's how you'll know that you're adding enough. So once it covers your vegetables, you just want it to come up maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches above your vegetables. They're all going to float to the top, so you got to watch as you're putting the water in. But if you guys could see, the pot's just about almost filled. It's got 2 inches room from the top. All your vegetables are going to cook down nice and slow, and a lot of water is going to come out of your vegetables, so you don't have to overdo it with the water yet, okay? You can always add as you go, but you can't subtract. So you want all those flavors and your vegetables to come out into the soup. Don't overpower it with water too quickly, okay? If you wanted to just go ahead and use 2 containers of your chicken broth instead of adding water, you can do it, okay? The last item I want to introduce you guys to that I use at most of my events and everybody seems to go crazy over is something called vegeta. It's a vegetable bouillon. It comes dry, and this is fantastic. It's just fantastic, but not if you're allergic to MSG, okay? So what you do is you just take maybe a tablespoon of 2 and just put that into the top. This is going to bring out all the flavors and add even more flavor. So I put in 2 tablespoons for all of this. I'm just going to mix that in. The scent of this is beautiful. Guys, another thing with this vegeta, if you go to work or college or whatever, even if you're taking a road trip, All you have to do is add a little of this to some hot water. You can get boiling water anywhere where you're going to buy coffee or tea. Just add a little bit to this and you have a broth to eat. Fantastic, guys. You don't have to cook it, which is wonderful. Saves time. Okay, so our soup looks absolutely beautiful, and I'm just going to tip it just a little so you can see the colors in this. But if you guys can see how beautiful this is, it's gorgeous. And then you're just going to put it on the stove. And you're going to put it on low heat. And you're going to cook that down for at least, I would say like 2.5, 3 hours. Cook it on low heat, stir it occasionally, and let that soup do its thing. Just leave it alone. Forget it's on there. Just come back every once in a while, stir it up, taste it. If you need any extra seasonings, add them to it. You're not going to ruin this recipe. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is what to put that on top of. Any kind of low protein pasta, I don't care what it is, low profin, A-protein, whatever you have in the house, you can put this over it, okay? Cook your pasta or your rice or whatever, and then go ahead and pour your soup over it, and you have a beautiful meal. My two favorite things that I give Anthony are either the organic short grain brown rice or the barley, organic hulled barley. This you have to cook separate. It takes about 20 minutes, but the dietary fiber and the complex carbohydrate benefits that you're getting from either of these is unbelievable. And a 1/4 cup of cooked organic brown rice is 58 milligrams. I believe the barley is right up there. I think it's like 58 milligrams per 1/4 cup also. So I'll check the book again and make sure I have it on my website. But these are my two choices for Anthony if we have that fee allowance. And with a soup with such low vegetables, low in fee vegetables, you don't, but we have room for one of these. You may also. So just keep this in the back of your mind. Present it to your dietitian, and possibly you can incorporate it into your diet, especially if you're an adult with PKU or you're on Kuvan where you can eat a little bit more fee and so forth. You know, the cost of it is very low. You can buy this whole bag, cost me $1.69. This will make about 8 meals for Anthony. Probably, yeah, about 8 meals. This cost me $1.89 for the short grain brown rice, and that also will make me about 8 meals. So there you go, guys. Pennies to pennies. Enjoy your soup. Enjoy cooking it. Like I said, just leave it alone. Let it do its thing, and we're gonna have a gorgeous soup when we're done. Bon appetit, guys. Enjoy. Have a great day.